Welcome back to Honors Spotlight, the podcast where we celebrate the stories, achievements, and ambitions of MTSU Honors students who are reaching new heights, literally and figuratively. I'm your host, Robin Lee, and today's episode takes us on a journey through the skies with honors student Mahi Ramesh, whose summer internship at the Boise Airport gave her a front row seat to how airports really operate. As someone who dreams of one day becoming an airport director, Mahi didn't just observe from the sidelines. She worked hands-on across departments in project management, airport operations, environmental systems, finance, maintenance, and more. From assisting in large-scale infrastructure projects to responding to emergency simulations and even helping coordinate during real in-flight emergencies, she experienced every part of what makes an airport run smoothly. In this episode, you'll hear about the lessons she learned from aviation professionals, what it's like being the only intern at a major airport, and how the experience has shaped her future goals in aviation leadership. Mahi's story is one of dedication, curiosity, and passion, and proof that leadership takes both precision and heart. Fasten your seatbelt. This is going to be an intriguing flight through the world of airport operations and the journey of an aspiring airport CEO. So, welcome, Mahi. Let's start with your background. What inspired you to pursue aerospace at MTSU?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here, and good morning. Myself, Mahi Ramesh, and I am an international student from India who was raised in the Gulf, Saudi Arabia to be precise. And aviation has been my dream since childhood, 8 years to be precise. So growing up there, the American dream, was something we all looked up to, and I knew I wanted to pursue aviation in the U.S. So when deciding between Embry-Riddle and MTSU, I chose MTSU because not only it offered a nationally recognized aerospace program. I think it ranks among top 5 in the country for aviation, but also at the same time, it was more affordable and accessible as I received scholarships. Now, joining the Honors College was a deliberate choice because I knew that completing an honors research thesis would sharpen my research skills and give me a competitive edge for graduate assistantships and scholarships if I wish to pursue a master's in the future. And also, really help me stand out both in the job market and also academics.
Excellent.
Yeah.
What led you to apply for the Boise Airport internship, and how did you feel when you found out you were selected?
Well, I actually first saw this job posting through a personalized LinkedIn email, and I opened it and immediately applied for it by submitting the required documents. Because Boise stood out as a fast-growing commercial, mid-sized airport where I knew I could learn both technical and the commercial sides of airport. And soon after that, I was invited for an interview, which lasted about an hour, actually more than an hour, as they kept asking me more and more questions, seeing my deeper interest. So now, since I'd already very thoroughly researched Boise Airport, I could relate and understand things from their perspective. So it was my genuine interest and this little preparation that gave me a competitive edge over other applicants. So your next question, when I received the acceptance email, I honestly had to read it twice, and I had a mixture of emotions, to even think about the fact that I'll be working directly with senior managers and deputy directors under airport CEO supervision. I should say that more than excitement, I felt like a huge responsibility because I knew that this was once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to prove myself and grow within the industry.
So an hour-long internship interview sounds really daunting.
Yeah.
So you ended up being selected, and you were the only intern at the Boise Airport this summer. So what was that like, and how did it shape your experience?
So I actually did not know that I was going to be the only intern until my direct manager, Mr. Brett Corporal, who is the senior project manager over there, told me during an onboarding process. And after hearing that, my emotions hyped up even more, and I burst into tears of joy, realizing that they saw the potential in me, to assign me a huge responsibility. So from that moment onwards, I started using every bit of my free time to go and research more about the airport structure, so that I can prepare myself for the potential tasks that I might be assigned, in the future. So not having other interns alongside me also taught me the importance of handling challenges independently. It made me to adapt quickly and step into a professional mindset where I had to give my absolute 100% every single day. It really pushed me to ask smart questions and build confidence that was far above a classroom level. And I should say that it is this independence that shaped me into someone who could balance humility with initiative, which I know I will carry forward in my career.
That giving 100%, I think, is absolutely necessary for what you were doing. You worked across multiple departments, including project management, operations, and environmental compliance. So which area challenged you the most and which one energized you the most?
Well, I was actually hired as an intern just for the project management department initially, right? And it was through my personal interest and my manager's guidance that I had this great opportunity to cross-collaborate from day one. And also I had a very detailed and a comprehensive intern guidebook that my manager gave it to me the first day, which I used it very thoroughly to make use of the opportunity as much as I could. So project management challenged me the most because I had to dive into technical skills and details like RFIs, submittals, design, exhibits, which were some of the engineering areas that required precision and constant coordination with contractors, vendors, subcontractors, engineers, consultants, and whatnot. So I also had to simultaneously go home and research about things that I was assigned to give everything I could the next day. Also, aviation, contracts, leases, and airport capacity planning were two of the MTSU courses that deal with project management. And these are some of the senior level courses, which I have not yet taken because I'm a rising sophomore/junior. I think I'm a junior now. So that is maybe why I had to study and learn more to even think about it and give my 100%. So yeah, it was a steeper learning curve, but it really taught me to stay detail oriented under pressure. On the other hand, airport operations energized me the most because every single day was different. There was nothing fixed, right? Whether it was day operations, night inspections, coordinating with and touring air traffic control, responding to real-time emergencies, inspecting vehicles, tracking airlines, coordinating with airport officers, airline liaison officers, or even passengers, issuing NOTAMs, and so on and so forth, right? So actually the idea of walking through the airport terminals, not as a passenger, but as someone working at the airport, and this just inspecting stuff and this whole fast-paced airport environment really reminded me why I fell in love with aviation in the first place.
Okay. So just for an idea, the Boise Airport size, is it about the size of Nashville or is it more like Atlanta? Do you have a size comparison?
Yeah. So Nashville Airport is a Index C airport, which Boise Airport is also an Index C airport. However, it's a smaller airport compared to Nashville.
Okay.
Not super small, like Smyrna or whatever, but it's kind of in between, like Smyrna and Nashville.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
So walk us through some of the major projects that you led or contributed to that you're especially proud of.
One project that really stood out to me personally was compiling the Airports Council International Safety Data Report, where I had to get detailed information about the safety conditions of the airfield, runways, taxiways, etc. to be submitted to the International Council, and updating Boise Airport's Friends and Family Assistance Plan during emergencies, which was useful for the training exercise. So the whole process of updating these two documents stretched over a month, actually more than a month, and I had to gather information from multiple departments, research at home, and dive deeper, into some federal and state guidelines to ensure that everything matched up and I stayed within the industry standards. Another major highlight was working on the Gate Zero's redevelopment project, coordinating with Ordura consultants, which really meant studying engineering designs, in detail, assisting with RFIs, submittals, and even supporting some of the build-outs of the CONRAC project, which was another project of mine. CONRAC stands for Consolidated Rental Car Facility. I was just assisting my manager These were some of the projects that pushed me through technical precision, and they gave me the confidence that I could use to confidently contribute to other side of the projects.
Now, in your thesis proposal, you mentioned coordinating emergency responses and participating in the FAA triennial exercise. What was that like?
Yes. So I really felt like super blessed to be at the Boise Airport during two major milestones. Number one, the FAA mandated triennial full-scale emergency exercise, which happens once in every 3 years, where all the agencies come together to respond to a simulated crisis. And number two was the airport master plan update, which happens once in every 10 years, or maybe like 5 years, depends upon the airport, to set the airport's long-term leadership vision concerning some of the engineering projects and airport expansion, etc. So being part of these two major milestones gave me unique perspectives on like how airport balance immediate safety readiness with like strategic planning for years ahead. So during the triennial exercise, I served as a responder and timekeeper in the simulated airport ops control center, where I had to coordinate with the air traffic control, ARF, which stands for Aircraft Rescue and Firefighting, police, local fire, and other responders, the first-hand responders. So it just gave me an experience of how the front row sees and how dozens and dozens of agencies come together, especially when put under pressure, and how critical communication and situational awareness are really managed in aviation safety. Moving on to the second major milestone, which was master plan update. I was a part of the master plan update kickoff meeting with several stakeholders, shareholders, and top-level airport personnel. I just observed and shadowed it. Here I learned the value of precision planning, detailed layout, and the importance of focusing even on the smallest detail possible. And as you said, on top of all this, I also helped escorting the first responders during two emergencies, which included escorting the first responders in the KC-130J Super Hercules aircraft, which approached with just one engine operative. So all this really, tested the importance of calm communication and decision making, especially when put under pressure, and just the teamwork that it requires to, face these real world challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to load and unload C-130s when I was in the Air Force Reserve, so I absolutely know what it takes to get one engine on the ground when the other one is not working.
Yeah, interesting.
It's all hands on deck for sure. So you mentioned some of the classes that you haven't taken yet, which I am sure you will absolutely ace now because you've had this experience. So how did coursework at MTSU that you have already had help prepare you for this internship?
Okay. So my coursework at MTSU really gave me a strong foundation that I could directly apply during my internship. There were classes like airport operations, airport management, crew resource management, etc. that directly connected to daily operations, inspections and safety protocols, FAA standards, or Port 139 framework, and city-owned airport specific regulations and the teamwork that I experienced on ground. Whereas there were other courses like aviation contracts and leases, and business courses, especially in accounting, management, and finance, which helped me understand the financial and the legal side of the projects, and the capital funds, and etc. So seeing these theories come in real world setting made me realize how well my MTSU academic training prepared me to contribute meaningfully at Boise Airport. So most aviation courses, I should say, have an end-of-course presentation where public speaking is essential, right? So these public speaking exercises really, helped me when I presented in front of the airport executives at the commissioner meetings, and also during a City of Boise intern symposium in front of Boise's mayor, Miss Lauren McLean. So all of these aerospace courses were really rich in real world related information, which I could apply every day.
Excellent. So we mentioned that this internship kind of ties into your thesis. Can you tell us about your research topic and how this experience kind of helped shape where you're going with your thesis?
Yeah, sure. So I originally planned to focus my honors thesis on artificial intelligence and sustainable aviation field initially, right? But after this internship, I realized that I could narrow the whole thing down to something that directly connects to my internship experience. And I also thought that it would be very helpful since I wish to go back to Boise Airport and work there once I graduate. That is one of my short-term goals.
Did you develop that goal while you were there, or was that a plan beforehand?
No. I just developed it while I was there because seeing everything, I just developed interest, like a deeper interest, and I just loved the whole thing. So I really wish to go back and work there once I graduate. And so the research topic for my honors thesis right now is balancing safety and efficiency with through project management and airport operations team at Boise Airport through FAA's safety management system. Right. So this topic is directly tied to two of the major teams that I worked with, operations and project management. And also since FAA's safety management system was something that was only recently introduced at Boise Airport by its duty manager, Ms. Hannah Jane, I decided to develop a more detailed and a comprehensive structure to emphasize direct coordination, communication across different departments with innovative and practical tools. So this whole thing, my whole research, is especially meaningful because it directly connects to like FAA's SMS, which is very important in aviation safety, and also during construction seasons where runway disruptions put some extra pressure on air traffic control and airport operations. So basically everything that I saw firsthand right over there, combined with mentorship from my directors, managers, is something that I thought would be helpful, and I just made a research
Okay. And you had the chance to meet and learn from Boise Airport's director. What lessons did you take away from that conversation?
Yeah, I was not expecting this, honestly, but meeting and interacting Miss Rebecca Hub, who was the airport's director/CEO, and also AAA's chair. AAA stands for American Association of Airport Executives, which is a great nationally recognized organization in the U.S., right? Was one of the most inspiring moments of my entire internship. For me, someone who especially dreams of leading an airport someday, that was a great kickstart to receive direct guidance from someone at that position, right? So over the lunch, she shared me how leadership is not simply about power, but it is about humility, balance, and dedication to embracing every phase of your career. She also encouraged me to begin at a smaller Port 139 airport to build a stronger airport foundation, multitasking, and management skills before I could step into a larger position at a larger airport. And that conversation actually shaped my long-term goal of one day leading an airport myself. And it was fantastic to learn directly from someone whose vision sets the standard, not just for Boise Airport, but since she's the AAA's chair, for the entire aviation industry. So I learned from her that leadership is about humility, and it's about uplifting people with precision and heart, as I said. And also I really admire Rebecca on how positive and how visionary she is, and the way she takes time to encourage and appreciate the entire team's efforts, And also she focuses on the smallest details, still keeping the bigger picture in mind, which really shows the value of everything she's doing with excellence. So these were some of the most important lessons that I learned from her, which I will carry forever in my career. And also, I'm especially grateful that I received a letter of recommendation from her, which is something great for me personally.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you touched on it some already, but tell me a little more about what you learned about leadership, especially in high-stakes environments like airports.
Yeah, as I already said, it's aviation. Leadership in aviation is not simply about building infrastructure or running an airport. It's about uniting and uplifting people, right? From coordinating emergencies to standing up and speaking at the airport commissioner meetings. I learned that confidence, clear communication, and humility are just as important as technical, financial, managerial, leadership skills, knowledge, etc. And I also saw that how frontline input from maintenance crews to operations staff really shape $1 million executive projects. projects, which completely changed my mindset on how I view leadership. It all starts at the base. Ultimately, I realized that true leadership at higher stake environments means really listening deeply to people that make the difference and staying calm under pressure, especially when making higher level decisions, and uplifting both people and the entire mission, prioritizing safety, efficiency, and also expansion.
Okay. What personal qualities did you discover or strengthen during this internship?
This whole internship really tested and strengthened my adaptability, because moving from a student's mindset to an adult professional mindset was a steeper learning curve, as I had to balance real-world airport operations, which really required me to adjust quickly and adapt quickly, since the whole internship lasted just 3 months and I had to work on several projects, right? And as I already mentioned, night operations was something that pushed me to stay focused under fatigue. And whereas introducing myself and concluding at these higher level meetings taught me to speak with confidence in front of senior leaders and commissioners. I also developed resilience, when I didn't understand something, I would go back home and research more about it and come more prepared the next day. And most important of all is that I learned humility and precision, to realize that growth comes from listening, preparing, and stepping up and speaking, even when the whole situation feels intimidating.
You mentioned before that your ultimate goal is to eventually run an airport one day, possibly even the Boise Airport. So how did this experience help you define your long-term career goals?
It really clarified my entire vision of becoming an airport director someday, not necessarily Boise Airport, but any airport, in general, because I saw firsthand how every department comes together to work towards the same bigger mission: safety, efficiency, and expansion. So watching leaders like Director Rebecca Hub and other deputy directors and senior managers, how the way they balanced vision with humility, showed the kind of leader I aspire to be someday. And remember, there's a big difference between being a leader versus being a manager, right? I also realized that starting at a smaller Port 139 airport in a higher position to learn multitasking and other skills in the XC airport probably will give me the foundation skills that I really, need to step in and grow into that specific role. So more than anything, this internship confirmed that my long-term goal is not simply to be a manager or manage infrastructure, as I already said, to lead people with integrity, precision, and heart, not just infrastructure.
Okay, so because this is the Honors Spotlight podcast, how has the Honors College supported your academic and professional journey so far?
So the Honors College has been a huge part of my academic and professional growth at MTSU. I should say that, through the scholarships I received and the recognitions that I got, I really felt encouraged to keep pushing myself to higher standards. The honors classes that I've taken so far, they're more intense and challenging than the normal courses. Smaller classroom required more precision to get the grade that I expect, right? So it is also this rigor and this pressure that prepared me to critically think, manage time effectively, and handle complex projects at Boise Airport. So honestly, my entire honors thesis in itself requires a greater level of attention, focus, and discipline, because it demands not simply research, but also the ability to connect real world with classroom world, right? This whole research is a practical research. So, ultimately graduating from the Honors College will definitely add another level of recognition and distinction to my resume, showing future employers that and graduate schools have gone above and beyond my academic journey. So therefore, I should say that in many ways, the honors experience reflects my internship, since it demands focus, resilience, and the ability to go deeper than the surface level, which yeah, which is gonna give me a real competitive edge when applying for scholarships or job or even graduate schools. So a huge thanks to the Honors College.
What advice would you give to other honors students looking to pursue internships like this?
So my biggest advice would definitely be to take advantage of every resource that the Honors College gives you, whether it's research opportunity, faculty mentorship, study abroad, or a chance to sharpen your writing, presentation skills. Anything that Honors College gives you, just take advantage of it. And when applying for internships, don't just submit your resume or like your applications, right? I would recommend researching more about the place where you're applying, so that you can go above and beyond in the interview process, right? And be ready to adapt quickly, since the professional world, from my perspective, as far as I've seen, moves much faster than the normal classroom world. And do whatever you do with passion, and enjoy the whole process. So I mean, if you're happy, right, and you love what you do, that's what makes your entire hard work feel meaningful. So you really need to love your job and do everything that you do with full focus, and approach every opportunity with humility. Just be humble, and also have the curiosity. The research skills, like the ones we do in the Honors College, right, is very important. These are those qualities that will make people want to mentor you, and it could potentially open up new doors that you've never even expected. So,
What's next for you?
so as I said, my immediate goal right after I graduate would definitely be to return to Boise Airport and begin my career there at any position, that allows me to keep learning and contributing. But at the same time, I'm also working on my AAA certifications, and aiming to graduate early from the university with honors minors, and have those credentials ready. So yeah, and then advance quickly within my industry. However, if this path does not open up right away, I plan to apply for a graduate school and pursue a Master of Business administration in airport administration, maybe, and strengthen my leadership foundation skills. However, if neither of this works out, I'm also open to returning back to the Gulf and working at Dubai or Qatar international airports, which are again some of the world's busiest airports. So I just have a plan A, B, C. There are 3 plans for me.
I love seeing that you have all these options because you're already thinking ahead, like, okay, if this doesn't work out, this is what I can do. And here's another option just in case. And
Yeah,
that is awesome. So
thank you.
if you can sum up your Boise Airport internship in one word or phrase, what would it be?
Yeah, if I had to put it in terms of aviation, I would say a life-changing takeoff, right? Since like how an aircraft that accelerates down the runway requires thrust, force, and like the direction, and the lift that it needs to like really fly. This internship gave me everything, so this definitely would be a life-changing takeoff for me.
Thank you to Mahi for sharing your summer internship experience. Leadership starts with curiosity, humility, and a willingness to learn. Her story is a great example of how honor students apply their passions beyond the classroom. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Honor Spotlight. We hope you enjoyed getting to know the people, passions, and stories that make the MTSU Honors College so unique. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, leave us a review, and share the podcast with others. You can also follow the Honors College on social media to stay up to date on future episodes and events. To learn more about honors at MTSU, visit honors.mtsu.edu. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep being extraordinary.